You got this guy saying, these are the 4 I'm currently on with regular Lipton bags as the 5th. And it's...
Imagine going to like a member of the Coast Guard with a genuine question and he's like, well, the Canadian boats say A.
Then you have pontoon boats, which is truly the boat of the bourgeoisie.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have like anything with a cabin, which becomes, the boat of the corporate elite.
Again, we've talked about this before. The bourgeoisie is the corporate elite.
So
what's going on?
How much?
Oh, not too much.
How's it going?
The usuals.
Yeah, what was your open there, Noah? You had something too. It was like a couple seconds of silence, and I was like, someone should start.
Yeah, that's all right.
You also had something, so I wanted to see if you actually had something. I was just mumbling.
Yeah, so I sent you guys this link a little bit ago, but have you guys heard of the back rooms before?
Yes.
Okay, Dan, I assume? Yes?
I have indeed, yes.
Okay. I figure that backrooms are like a super base level, like internet, like cryptic thing at this point, but you never know. Sometimes people just don't know about things that I think are normal. So I sent you guys this video by this kid. What is it? Zane Pixel? I actually don't remember now. Kane Pixels. It's called The Backrooms Found Footage. It's a 9-minute movie that this 16-year-old kid did in Blender. That is just a bunch of like found footage style backroom stuff. It's really, really sick. And I kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit. I don't know what I would talk about with it, but like, it's cool, right?
That is, I really like the backrooms just as like I think we talked about liminal spaces like maybe a year ago now.
Yeah.
And it's really the evil version of the same thing, right?
I think liminal spaces are not necessarily good, if we're being honest.
That's true.
I think they're fine. No one's like I don't know, what's a bad liminal space?
I mean, fair, but what's a good liminal space?
I don't know, like a fucking like a hotel. Usually there's some fun.
I guess.
Like a big like hotel walkway. I always think they're like mysterious. They give me a sense of adventure.
All right.
But one man's adventure is another man's foreboding.
That's true. That's how I feel. It's a little foreboding.
He's forbidden. That's how you use that word, right?
Yes, definitely.
Yep, nailed it.
Forbidden to go boating.
Oh, you can't go on the boat anymore?
Nah. Sorry, hate to be the one to tell you.
You guys boat guys? You guys ever been on a boat?
I have been. I don't know if I would call myself a boat guy.
Boat guy.
It would be sick though.
Dan's a boat guy, he said.
I wish I could be a boat guy.
Cool.
I don't have the money to be a boat guy, that's for sure.
That's what
Michelle's,
I'm saying.
Michelle's parents have a boat. Like a little like fucking I don't know what like the size qualification is for a boat, but like a 5-6 people on it. Bigger than like a little speedboat, but not by much.
What's the qualifier for a boat? It's a boat. This guy.
Well, no,
I
feel like no, because it can't just be like a pontoon. Because anyone with like $70 can go get one of those at the Home Depot.
Yeah, it's like a big ass pontoon.
Is it like a? Does it have like a?
It doesn't have a cabin.
No cabin.
No.
Okay, because honestly, once the boat has a cabin, that's when you jump like class.
I agree.
Oh,
yeah, I think it's but I think you have like rowboat that you take on like a little lake. And then you have like this weird middle ground.
That's the people's boat.
The people's boat.
The toiling masses.
Exactly. Then you have pontoon boats, which is truly the boat of the bourgeoisie.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have like anything with a cabin, which becomes the boat of the corporate elite.
Again, we've talked about this before. The bourgeoisie is the corporate elite.
Yes, but the expanded...
and then there is a minimal distinction.
Well, of course, but
the bourgeois is the ruling class.
There's also a minute. Fine, a pontoon boat is a boat of the 1%.
The pontoon boat is the boat of your cousin, like Ricky.
Exactly. Anything with a cabin is a boat is the boat of the 0.1%.
I don't know if I'd say that either. I feel like you're making some pretty big jumps here.
Yeah, we might have different ideas of what a pontoon boat is.
Do we?
Apparently.
I think so. Because it's like a square boat with sometimes a motor in the back that has bench seats. Usually 1 or 2 of them.
Yeah. Yeah, basically.
Good for like still waters like ponds and small lakes.
Small lakes, yeah, exactly.
Okay. I'm just checking because I was like, I feel like that's like your cousin Ricky can have one of those,
I mean,
that
like
feels
a
very
redneck.
normal.
Pontoon boats are redneck boats.
They're not cheap.
No,
they're not like
incredibly
incredibly expensive.
But there's boats and there's boats. Huge
there's
differences.
Boats and there's ships.
It's true.
No. There's boats and there's boats and there's ships are above that.
If you have a fucking ship, you're like a warlord.
Yeah,
like,
honestly.
No one has a ship. Nobody except for like the Navy. If you just got like a flagship, Wait, can you do that?
I'm literally scrolling through just random website number one that I landed on that sells pontoon boats, and they're like $40,000. They're not cheap.
$40,000 for a pontoon?
Yeah, they're not cheap.
Oh, you're actually shitting me right
Dan,
now.
I'm gonna need you to drop a link
You can
for
buy them
us.
at Tractor Supply.
I'm gonna need you to drop a link. All right.
You can go to Tractor Supply and get one today.
I'm looking at Tractor Supply pontoon boats right now.
$400.
Hold on, let's see. Boating at Tractor Supply Co. What do we got?
Oh shit! This is what you. If you're thinking about these kind of pontoons, then yeah, this is the nobody. But this is a rich people boat.
Yeah. That's why I was confused. As you were like, "Oh, that's like your cousin
Yeah, I'm
Ricky."
thinking
What
of
are you
the
talking
green
about?
squares.
You're
Can you
talking.
please
You're talking
send-
like. You're
I'm
talking
having
like
issues
the
finding.
Okay,
borderline
I'm sending you a
pedal
link of the
boat.
pontoon Dan's thinking of. The rich man's pontoon.
Yeah.
The pontoon of the ruling class.
Yes, exactly. That's why I was
not
confused as
just
to
the
like why
green-
you were shutting me down on this. Yes, that's
Yeah,
exactly
'cause-
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's a boat that rich people have.
Oh yeah, that's not at all what I was
Okay.
thinking of.
What the
Yeah,
fuck
no,
are you
you're
guys
probably
talking
thinking of the same
about?
thing as me, like the little green square ones.
Yeah, something
don't know
much
what you're-
smaller, dude.
I'm so confused. I'm like scrubbing through Tractor Supply right now, and I'm also not finding whatever you guys are talking about. So that's very.
Like the kind
I'm
of
not on
boats you
Tractor
can just
Supply
get.
either, dude. I can't find shit there. If I search
you guys should-
pontoon boat,
Maybe
get,
maybe like
like,
a
those
Sportsman's
little-
Warehouse.
foot pedaled things, and then
Yeah, that's
also
not a
sounds
pontoon
fun.
boat. That's a pedal boat. That's totally different.
I'm aware of that. I'm just saying that I'm having issues finding anything.
The little square green boats.
So were you on Sun Tracker, Dan?
Boat.
Yeah, I think the one that my in-laws have is a sun tracker.
All right, because that's what I just hit now, and that's just a chunk of dock that you're boating around. Look at that
Yeah,
luxury.
this is the one I'm thinking of. The one with like the literal like the motor that you put in the boat and then you toss off the back.
That's a
Oh, I wouldn't have
motorboat.
called
Like,
that
that's not
I
a
wouldn't have
pontoon
called
at
that a
all.
pontoon boat.
Yeah, no, they're more square usually, but that's the only image I can find.
Pontoons by
No.
definition have pontoons.
I mean, yeah and no.
No,
You can still get the ones that are like inflatable that you just blow up, right?
for the boat you're looking at, the little motorboat, dude.
No, I just looked at a green square boat because I'm trying to find the ones I'm thinking of.
This is such
That's
a
not
shit
really
show.
that green and it's not really that square.
Yeah, I got
Let me get
nothing,
your
Dan
pontoon
or
boats.
Jackson. I'm sorry. I can't side with
Like
you
the
on this
boat,
one.
you know, like the little boats you can buy at the store that you just have a drop-in motor.
That's a motorboat.
A motorboat's like a speedboat.
Yeah, but this
No,
is like,
no,
yeah,
motorboats and
speedboat is the one where it's like a nice. That's
No,
a speedboat is the bourgeoisie's motorboat.
when you're saying motorboat, I'm thinking like the ones that are like you know, they like the ones you see in like Miami in the movies.
No.
Yeah, no, that's
Sorry,
a
I'm thinking.
speedboat.
Yeah,
So you're just talking about any boat with a motor.
I'm thinking a motorboat is basically in my mind a rowboat,
like
that
a
you
little dinghy
that
with a
you
motor.
stuck a motor
Yeah.
on.
See, when I hear motorboat, I think like you know, high speed chases with the Coast Guard off the.
That's pretty
off the
rad. That
Gulf
would
of
be pretty
Mexico.
fucking rad. I won't lie.
I think
Yeah.
Fast and the Furious kind of like those little boats.
Yeah,
How much
no,
are
that's
these?
not at all what I think of when I think of a motorboat.
And then pontoons are just like the square shaped boats that are, you know.
And I feel like pontoon
You're
boats
thinking
they
like a
range.
raft.
I feel like
All right, no, what I'm thinking of is actually this, but like green.
What do we got?
Hey, hold on, give me a second here.
oh, it's not sending.
It's not even on.
This
open
is
display.
such.
You gotta
This is
remember,
such a good
I-
bit of content for an audio medium, by the way.
no, it's
Dan,
not.
shut up. We know
Um,
about boats. Everyone knows
It's
about
this
boats.
but green.
Oh
okay,
yeah,
it's
a
these,
so
like,
fishing
okay,
shitty
that
ones.
is a pontoon. I'll give you that.
just a fishing pontoon. Like
yeah,
But like I've only ever seen them in like shitty army green.
and you
I don't know what-
tack like the biggest fan you've ever seen onto the back of that.
yeah.
And now you gotta buy your boat.
Oh no, I've never seen an airboat around here, but I have
But
seen an
that
Oh,
is
airboat.
no,
basically
definitely
like
not.
the beginning of an airboat. That's an airboat light.
I think we should get an airboat. How much is an airboat?
No, they can't be that expensive, right?
Oh, they
Right,
have
it's
to
just
be
a
so
fan
expensive.
basically. Yeah, an airboat's just like a poor man's pontoon with a fan instead of a motor.
I mean, we'd have to move down somewhere where we can actually use it. Firstly,
We can use it wherever.
So here's the
I mean,
galaxy brain play. You
kinda.
take an airboat and you stick. Oh my god! How much does an airboat cost? Typically, a new commercial airboat will cost from $32,000 for standard entry level up to $420,000.
that's pretty.
This was
Excuse me,
8,500.
Sir,
pretty
yeah.
pogged.
Smaller airboats for private use. A used airboat can usually be purchased for around somewhere between 5,000 and 40,000.
So here's something that I would like to put a giant caveat on your surprise. These are car prices. Like
Yeah.
this, I understand that it's a lot of money, but this is car money.
No,
Like,
no, that's
You
exactly
spent
it.
$35,000 on a car.
No,
but, like,
I
that's the-
wouldn't. But this is like what new cars
But
cost.
that's what a car price is. Yeah. Well, that's what I was gonna say. Like, I feel like once you have the money to own a boat that costs the same amount as a car, you're part of the bourgeoisie. Like, that's just what it is. Like, I don't think that's that hard of a take. Because otherwise, why wouldn't you?
I
Just
don't think that
have
that's
a
true at
car?
all. I know a lot
I mean,
of people
I think
that
you
are
might
dirt
just
nobodies
have a
because-
little.
because that's just how they like make their money is they have a nice
That's
boat and they take people fishing.
That's
Or you
not
could
the same
just
thing.
have,
That's a
like,
business
a
expense.
boat and a
that's not the same
car.
thing at all.
So if you have a boat and a car, it's basically the same price as having 2 cars. So
Yeah.
is having 2 cars making you a member of the bourgeois?
No, because I think that having 2 cars has more practical value than having a boat and a car.
What if you live somewhere where you go fishing like 3 times a week?
That's different. That's fair. And I think that
It's-
but if you're doing that, odds are pretty good that like.
Then you're gonna have a boat.
But then that boat is a borderline investment if you're going fishing 3 times a week.
Or just like a hobby thing, just a good
A
time.
heavy, you know what? I'll give you that. It could also be a heavy hobby thing. That's fair.
I was gonna say a lot of people that are not very financially well off do have hobbies that they sink a lot of money into.
That's very
Like,
fair,
that's-
and I don't. That's fair because I don't think of I did not consider that. That is a very fair read.
Because you can buy a nice little boat, like a little pontoon boat, and that'll last you a good while.
Yeah.
Did you have a cabin in your boat? Or if it's considered a yacht?
Yeah, as soon as
Straight to
you
jail.
hit a yacht, that's different.
Straight to jail right away.
Oh, 100%. Do not pass
Mostly just
go.
because, like, what are you doing with it? Like, are you actually having that much fun?
Also, I got to be honest, I feel this way primarily about young people with these because it is harder for young people to have that kind of money for a boat. Older
I don't know if you've
people,
ever seen a young person with a boat, but it sounds funny.
it do, doesn't it?
Like, what are you gonna do? Like, watch a TikTok out there? I don't care.
Old
I
man
don't give a
Jackson up
shit.
here at full power, like, what you gonna do? Watch a TikTok on your boat?
Yeah, I'm old now. I don't give a fuck. I think boats are pretty cool. I think if you
boats
live
are
on the
very
water, you might as well get one.
Yeah, and I think that's another huge thing. If one of us had a boat, that would be weird. We don't live close enough. I mean, we got the lake,
We
but
literally
like,
live in, like, the largest freshwater basin in the world.
yeah, but like, it's all hobby boating. Like, if it were somewhere where I would justify having a boat a lot if it was a way that I also could get around. I understand, by the way.
What do you
before
mean
Dan
get
says
around?
shit-
No, there's like Venice. You live in fucking Venice. There's like nowhere in the world that you can just like, I'm going to the chocolate shop. Let me go out back and get on my boat and fucking drive there in my boat.
No, there's the
Where?
what do you
He's dead.
call fucking boat place. I don't know, dude. My brain is not working. You need to be nicer to me. I'm having a
He
bad
said-
time.
He said boat place. He's right though.
I mean, he's not wrong.
I feel like boat place you could probably do that. But yeah, I feel like there really aren't any places you can just like use a boat like you can a car to just like, hey, I'm going to the bar, let's take the boat.
I don't know. I know of some places that have like, they're riverside like places, like they have a little dock. I wouldn't recommend you go
I've
boating.
seen some, yeah.
Yeah.
But only ever with like a couple places to dock, and I feel like if you were to actually try and dock there, everyone would be really inconvenienced with you.
Yeah.
They'd be like, oh, this guy's fucking setting up his boat outside our restaurant. Well, technically possible, this is not that convenient. You can't boat and drink, right? I
I feel like you
Depending
could.
on where you are. Yeah, I don't think you can.
I think-
let's see.
You can't
Okay,
you can't
no.
drive the boat and drink.
Yeah. You definitely can't. It's definitely a DUI situation. What
You
I
think
said,
it's
I guess you
DUI?
could. I don't know why I said that because what I meant was, yes, technically you are physically able to. I don't know why that was
Like-
the
like you
stance I
can-
decided to take.
But you can like sit in the back of the boat and pound them away. You know,
How-
there's no,
yeah,
like,
if you
you're
are,
not gonna get an
if-
open container violation on the water.
Actually,
one of
I
those
think
things
you
where-
can.
Open water.
I think
Well,
it
it's
depends.
Open water. It's in the name.
on
All
in
containers
Jersey
are open.
Specifically, in Jersey specifically, if they catch you operating a boat under the influence, you lose your driving privileges. However, drinking while boating is technically legal.
I just feel like you should be able to have open containers when you're boating, just as
can.
long as you're not driving.
In Jersey, you can have a drink in your hand and be drinking while driving a boat.
That probably doesn't transfer to Pennsylvania though, because like New Jersey to the rest of the U.S. laws is like Moldova to the rest of the U.S. laws. It doesn't quite relate.
Let's
It's
see,
a Wild
drinking
West out
while
there.
Boating.
You can
Yeah.
have open containers in parks
Again,
in Erie.
it's under the wording
Oh,
is
yeah.
under the influence, not which is not the same as you're not
Drunk.
as open containers. Yeah, so you can have a drink, you just can't be over the legal limit.
So yeah, it's under the influence, so you can like have like heroin on the boat, but you can't use it.
Exactly.
That's how drug smugglers do it. They're like, no, officer, I'm not using the heroin. It's just on the boat.
Yeah, as long as you don't have a BAC of above 0.08 in PA, you can drink and boat. That's a thing you are allowed to do.
Imagine trying to boat and not having that kind of level of blood alcohol. Hey,
Actually,
am I right, boating friends?
ironically, Jackson, PA has less strict boating while drinking laws than Jersey does.
That's insane.
Jersey, if you get caught, you lose both your driving license and your boating license, whereas in PA, you just lose your boating privileges and you can get fined.
I feel like it's because they understand that there's a code of the lake. If you're out there if you're out in the lake, that's not the same as the road. Them boaters, they're not the same as them drivers.
Out of the high
Boat
seas.
Jackson, yeah, exactly. Boat Jackson is very different than Car Jackson, and so they can't take both my licenses.
I love boating.
Officer,
I've gotten,
you don't understand. I'm out on
I've
the
gotten the
lake.
chance to go out on a couple of boats in a couple of different parts of the country. In different I got to go whale watching in Maine at one point, and that was rad.
This whale watcher.
Dude, I love boats. I find them very, very calming. I don't have any ironically, because I get very car sick very easily, I don't get boat sick at all.
Really?
Yeah.
Not a mood.
This guy's got his sea legs.
Dude, I got sea legs like you wouldn't believe. It's great.
I like boats as well. I think they're fun because it's just like cars, but you don't have to deal with other boats that often.
I
feel like that's another it really depends on where you're boating at.
Yeah.
I wouldn't boat somewhere other people are boating. That sounds lame.
So I guess the lake is off limits.
Well, I mean, it's big enough that you can get away from them.
I don't know, man.
Can you
Nothing's big enough for me and my giant boat.
Oh, you have that big of a boat?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a giant boat.
Oh, okay. Just you're not yet. You're working on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Can
for
you
my
just get-
sellow arc in 2025. I'm
Oh,
gonna have
you're really prepping up already?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a gigantic boat. I'm gonna kick people out of the lake. It's gonna be
you can kick people out of the lake. I think it's
if I come armed, I can. I'll be
that's
a pirate.
probably true. Oh man.
I'll rob people's yachts.
No, now you're getting cooler. It's getting cooler
I'll take
as you
their
go.
Michelob Ultra and I'll give it to the Bud Light guys.
Do you think they would want that?
Doesn't matter.
You're just
I'll
gonna give it to them and say if you don't want it, just give
throw
it
it
to
away,
someone
I
else.
guess.
Wow, how kind of you. Can you just get on a boat in Lake Erie and just go to Canada and dock and be like, I'm here?
You have to get
I
through
think
customs.
I was gonna say I think you get
I have a
stopped by
passport.
their border patrol, don't you?
But if you stop in, you're like, hey, is there a border check that you can just show up with your passport and be like, I'd like to hang out here for a little bit?
I assume, right?
Or would they be like, no, you have to walk or drive. You can't boat over here.
Well,
They always kind of keep us boat heads down.
real boat heads don't put up with this.
Many people are saying this.
But yeah, when Nina and I were in Seattle last, the San Juan Islands are connected to Canada, kind of. There's some islands in the area that belong to Canada, and there's some islands that belong to the U.S. So you can actually go to Canada by accident. So there's a bunch of announcements on the ferry, and they're like, "Hey, make sure you don't go here if you don't have your passport. Also, make sure you don't do it because they're not taking anyone right now. Hey."
I mean, I'm sure they'd probably just be like, hey, guys, just turn around, go back, please. And then you probably just leave. I can't imagine you're going to get, detained and jailed
Nah, man.
for accidentally stepping onto an island when the island next to it is not Canadian.
No, it's a whole landing process. It's not just you can walk over.
Oh, you're
It's-
not on a kayak. Okay.
No, it's an official ferry.
Oh, then yeah, don't go in the wrong one then. Or just don't get off, That's what she said. Anyway. Yeah, can you, but is there a little checkpoint? You can just show up with your passport and be like, I'd like to come here to Canada for the day.
I don't know. Dan, pull this shit up.
What am I pulling up?
Dan.
I got distracted.
Can I go to the Canada on a boat? But if I
Can
check,
I boat into Canada across the...
I'd ask them. I wouldn't just break in.
So, you want to boat to from the United States to Canada? There are no markers separating Canadian waters
from American and Lake Erie.
I mean, why would there be? You know how many fucking markers they'd have to set out?
Oh,
You do
okay.
have
So you
to
just
report...
you
Go
just
ahead.
report to customs. Oh, that's easy.
Oh, you cross the border and then you show up to customs. You're like, hey guys, believe it or not,
I mean, that was
I'm here.
2018. So I'm gonna say that things have definitely changed.
Yeah,
But,
Do
right
you
now it's
report
probably not
to
ideal.
customs before you go or after?
when you
When
land.
you go. When you
Wow, that's kinda
dock,
good. That's kind of
when you drop anchor.
That's pretty nice of them to you don't have to call ahead. You can just show up. Be like, hey, I'm here.
I love
Just,
this. I love this.
wave.
This thing in parentheses on this page, which is I once asked a U.S. Coast Guard about this. He said, "If there are no border buoys," I asked, "How do you know if you cross into Canada?" His reply was, "The boats are a little more polite there."
Wow, I hate him.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine going to a member of the Coast Guard with a genuine question, and he's like, "Well, the Canadian boats say, hey, fucking idiot." That'd be funny. Anyway.
I'm gonna become a
feel
border
like
control guy just so
it's
I can tell lies about Canadian boats.
I'm glad that we're pretty cool with Canada, like as a nation.
I
Like,
know.
we're,
Can
like,
you imagine if
not-
we weren't? It'd be so sad.
It would be like really awkward on the lake.
Oh,
It would just be
100%.
like, well, armed guards at the middle of the lake constantly.
I was trying to think
Protecting
of
Ontario.
a play.
God
on,
forbid someone get to Thunder Bay without a
I
passport.
was trying to think of a play on Demilitarized Zone that was about boats, but
Deboated zone.
yeah, that's about all I had too. And I'm like, nah, that sucks ass. So,
I thought it's pretty good when I said it.
well, when you said it, it's different.
Yeah, I think it's about the delivery.
Yeah,
Anyway,
the Deboated Zone.
he's done it. That's comedy. No, how's Seinfeld?
I've been loving Seinfeld. I haven't watched too much recently, but I gotta be honest, it's been fun learning where a bunch of different jokes I've heard come from, but
makes
also
sense.
realizing how little cultural impact Seinfeld has had on my actual life. Because there's like a bunch of jokes that I'm like, oh, that's a Seinfeld joke. But most of the time is the first time I've ever heard any of it. Like it's not repeated. Like we were a Simpsons family growing up, so like all of our jokes come from the Simpsons. And Twitter
Oh, yeah.
has followed suit. You know, Twitter is a Simpsons household as well. So
Look, I'm
used
not
to
gonna lie to you. I don't think that Twitter's a Simpsons household.
You don't think so, huh?
But I think you probably follow your family from the Simpsons household, and they probably like and share things from Twitter that are Simpsons related.
No,
Because I could not tell you the last time I saw something Simpsons related on Twitter.
Yeah,
Really?
same, fam. Yeah.
I see Simpsons gifs and jokes all the time.
It's
It-
almost like Twitter is like a heavily curated experience for
No.
each user on an individual level.
I think it's possible that you just might not be familiar with some of the Simpsons jokes.
That could be it too.
I would
'Cause
like to say that
growing
I'm
up,
pretty
there were no
familiar at this
jokes.
point, and I can say with confidence that I don't see that much Simpsons content on my Twitter.
Do you want to?
Not particularly.
Wow.
I can start generating Simpsons content. I don't see. Here's
Yeah.
the thing: like the Simpsons content I have is not like Simpsons content. It's more like Simpsons stuff slipped in. I will say though, I do hate the Simpsons predicted it side of Twitter. I think that sucks. Because I'm sick
I'm
of
glad
seeing.
that's kind of died off recently.
Oh, honestly, it's just very tiring to constantly
It-
see.
It definitely peaked when Trump was president because, like, I mean, like what, you know, to be fair, they kind of got that one. But I feel like it's fallen off,
Mm-hmm. About time.
and that's good. Yeah, it's a high time because it had like a solid 10, 12 years of, you know, everyone being like Simpsons did it first.
It's just not fun. You know, like there's only so many times that I can see another screenshot that was doctored of a Simpsons episode saying, "Oh, Simpsons predicted this incredibly obscure, no one could have predicted an event." It's like, shut
Yeah, it's like
up.
when Bart Simpson looked into the camera and said on September 11th, 2001, planes will fly into the World Trade Centers.
Mm-hmm.
That was really weird when they said that, but turns out he was right. You guys like candles?
I do like
Yeah, oh
candles.
yeah. I'm a big candle guy.
Oh man, I've become more of a candle head in recent days.
Or recent days, even.
Yeah, well, like recent months, I suppose. But like, you know, I feel like I was never not a candle head. I was always candle focused and candle friendly.
Yeah.
But you know, I was never candle savvy, and I was never candle affluent. I don't have a history of being a candle buyer.
I love buying candles. I love having
Also,
candles.
I'm a little
around.
bit out of it. I
Uh-huh.
just realized I made a Bart Simpson predicted 9/11 joke and then asked you how you felt about candles. And I didn't really realize I just did that, but I got so distracted for a moment that I was like, candles. And then I was like, oh shit.
What,
I
did you
just-
like look to the left and find your Bart Simpson candle holder? And you're like,
God,
oh,
I wish. No,
what a segue.
no, I just had a candle. I'm waiting for the wax to melt
Nice.
or to cool
I
because I like to watch the wax cool.
I almost set my office on fire because I was playing a horror game on stream, and I'm like, what better way to play this game than light the room
Oh,
up
you
with
dumbass.
candles? And I probably had 4 candles in front of me, or 3 candles in front of me, and I had a couple behind me. And I didn't register with me that maybe the candles were not going to burn evenly, but I looked back at one point and there was wax everywhere. Like one of the candles is burned down to a nub, and all the other candles are still like 6 inches tall. But this one's down like less than a half inch sticking out of the candle holder. Wax everywhere, poured all over everything. And I'm like, oh, that was close. Nothing burned. It was just wax on all my stuff.
That
But,
is kind of the nice thing about a good candle is like if it tips over, it puts itself out.
yeah.
It'll be messy and it'll suck to clean up, but like it's not gonna. In all likelihood, it's not. Obviously, it's very possible.
Mm.
But yeah, I like a good candle. But I also am a scented candle head.
Oh,
I'm not
of
really
course.
familiar. I'm not really much of an unscented candle guy.
No, scented candles are definitely where it's at. For my You know, it might not even been my birthday. It might have just been as a hey for you type of gift. Maybe it was Christmas. Nina got me a scented candle. And it's really good. It's this like really smooth like coffee thing that's going on. It's so good. It's so nice.
I'm a pretty big Bath and Body Works head when it comes to candles.
Mm.
But only when they got the big sales going on.
Yeah.
When it's like $9 a candle, or when it gets to be like $10 a candle, or like buy 3 get 3 free. Like those are that's when I bite. But otherwise, it's too expensive.
Mm-hmm. You know what?
Because candles are really expensive as hell.
Oh, they're so expensive. But you know what's a great candle thing? The ones that have the crackly.
The wood
crackle wicks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I love those. I love those so much. It's just really.
I have a tragic story. I bought one of those.
Oh no!
And it was like a really nice like spiced apple one in the fall.
Yeah.
And I was burning it. And it burned for like a couple hours.
Yeah.
And then I like blew it out, put the lid on and everything. And then like I don't know how, but the cats knocked it over and it broke. Like the glass jar like shattered. And then it was just a really sad time because it was just broken glass all over everything. And like the candle still was fine, but not really because. You can't really recontainer a candle that well because unless it's like the exact right volume of the container, it'll just like slosh everywhere and then not actually melt because the wick is built for like the certain size and
damn,
it's just I wasn't able to rescue it for much more than a little burn or two.
Oh, that's a shame.
Dan, you like candles?
I do. Yeah, I'm not as deep into candles as some people. Like I'm like the basic bitch version of a scented candle person. You know, Bath and Body Works is about as much as I get.
We're too into candles. You hear that? He doesn't.
Yeah, he's gonna watch like the Netflix adaptation. We're out here reading the source material.
I've been reading the candle book my whole life.
How do you read it?
I actually did try and make my own candles at one point. And by try to make my own candles, I mean I bought a scent oil. I bought 10 pounds of wax, and I bought wicks. And I have never made a single candle because I realized I need a shitty pot to heat my wax in.
Yeah.
And
you know what the fucked up thing about that is? To make a candle, you have to buy the wax. And the wax is basically just the candle. So like it just is like so self-defeating. Like all you're doing is buying a thing that's basically pretty much there. And then you just stick a wick in it. It's like, come on. I wish there was a cooler, I wish there was like a cooler extra step. I wish it was harder to make candles. I don't know why. I have no desire to make candles, but I wish it was harder.
I don't agree.
No,
I think it's hard
no agreeers in the chat? No agreeers in the chat right now? Oh, I just love when things are like needlessly fucking difficult. Like really obtuse. Like a good cave aging, you know? Like the idea that somewhere in the process, someone somewhere was like, hey, we've got this thing, right? What if we just put it in like a weird wet cave for the next year and a half? I love when they do that because it just makes things needlessly so much more complicated. I feel like there's no agreeers in the chat right now, but
I
I'm
don't
right.
know how to even begin to approach this.
Yeah, I think that they should like make you cave age a candle.
What?
I know it doesn't make sense. Because you're right. That's how you make candles. You're right. That's
you know what it feels
correct.
like. You know what it feels like. It feels like that. It feels like that fucking the Family Guy meme. Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
One time I was at summer camp and I dipped a candle. Like we did. There was like
I used to do that. That was fun.
Yeah.
That was a good time.
I remember. I have like a weird memory of like beeswax candles or something.
That was plenty complicated.
I have a vague memory of doing beeswax candles at some point.
That's cool. Jackson,
I
you know
just
about that, right?
Like where you just essentially just take a long strip of beeswax and wrap it around a fucking wick.
I just found out a way to make candles more complicated. It's just doing my own beeswax candles would be so much more complicated than just buying wax.
Yeah.
I mean, I could make this process so much less enjoyable if I like go out to the beehive and like, scrape a whole bunch of the beeswax next time I turn the frames and then I make my own candles. Oh, it's perfect. I've created the most arduous process possible.
He needs to be stopped.
I think that you should cave age more stuff because it's like a funny thing.
Why do you want to cave age?
I think it's funny. I just think it's funny that like to buy like imagine you went to like the grocery store and you went to buy like some paper plates and they were like there's just a sticker on it that said cave age for 18 months.
And then you pop them open and they just smell musty.
No, they'd be like sealed and everything.
So they would just be dirty. On the outside, and then you'd open it up.
No, they would just make you wait a while. They would have just been made a little while ago.
All right.
I just think that they should cave age a lot of stuff. Like we should just like because there's probably some caves that aren't being like filled with stuff.
I want to try cave aged cheese now. You've sold
I've
me.
had cave aged cheese before.
You've sold me. Are you happy? How is it?
It was all right. I don't know that it was like necessarily better, but I enjoyed it, and I think it's a funny sticker.
I feel like it's, as a guy who hasn't had it yet, right? I feel like
Yeah, yeah. Thank you.
I feel like a lot of the appeal for stuff like that is the traditional method versus the fact that they can definitely generate the same conditions elsewhere. It's the lack of consistency in the aging that might be more attractive, you know?
I think it's the fact that it's a cave, and that's like one of the funniest places on the planet.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Like name like a goofier place than a cave.
Oh no, I have one. No, it's
Six Flags Orlando.
damn, how'd you guess?
You got me there. Okay.
It's exactly what I was thinking, was Six Flags Orlando.
What were you thinking?
No, I was gonna say goofier than a cave, like, because caves have some cool stuff in there, right? I would say
Yeah.
just like big ravines without water at the bottom.
No, those are pretty weird. I don't know how goofy they are though. They're a little ominous.
I'll give you that.
I don't find caves ominous though.
No?
No, I just feel like what's gonna be in there, right? It's not gonna be like something crazy new. I've seen The Descent before, and that wasn't even that scary. Because like in The Descent, all like the reason they run into like the cave creatures is because like they're kind of being like dickheads about the whole process.
They were. Yeah, they lied to the one person lied
lied
to
to-
everyone about what cave they were in.
Yeah, even like the rangers and shit. She was like, "Yeah, we're going to this cave. They don't know this hack.
We're going
I
to a
lied.
different cave.
We're going to Goblin Cave."
No, you don't understand. This is really cool because we get to be the first people that went in the cave. You don't understand. Man,
Yeah,
I hate that movie. Not because it's bad. I think it's a really good movie, and I'm gonna make Nina watch it at some point.
like
But
it.
I'm incredibly claustrophobic, and there's a few scenes where
So you're probably not a cave head then.
not much of a cave head. No, I went through a
Mm.
cave journey, looking at like it was like a little like
What?
boat ride through a cave.
Oh, down in like was it like the underwater caves in like State College?
Yeah. Yeah, I went
Yeah.
through, I remember there was a gift shop and I got a stone chess set from there. And we went through the dark caves and looked at the stalagmites and stalactites.
Yeah, I did that as well. It's a really good time.
No, it's cool. Dan, you ever do that?
No, never.
You
It's like an
definitely
underwater cave.
You definitely want to go when it's like the fall, because the cave is cold as hell regardless.
Yeah, I think it's the same temperature year round though, which is kind of cool.
But you want to go at a time where you can show up in a big coat and not die, because you definitely need a coat in the cave. But I would recommend it. It's a really cool little experience.
That does sound like really interesting, to be honest.
There's no cheese probably in there.
Probably
But
not.
like again, what if we went? Okay, so hear me out. What if we went there and then we just like put something in there real quick and then waited a while and came back and got it? We could start cave aging our own stuff.
I love the idea of hiding it somewhere that the cave caretakers aren't gonna see it, but it's still like
Yeah.
accessible enough for us to be able to get it.
Imagine just like you and I like smuggling in like 2 comically large wheels of cheese under our coats into this cave.
Yeah, no, that would be sick. I love that.
And
And they're just like, "Sir, what? You can't bring that cheese in here. We told you." And it's like, "Shut up! I'm not bringing cheese in here. What do you mean?"
hey, can I schedule another appointment here in 18 months? I'd like to come back in about a year and a half. I have some cave aged tea right now, actually. Not like I don't have it brewed, but I have some like at my house.
Cave aged tea.
Yeah, it's like a kind of Chinese tea that's aged in caves.
Oh, is that like the tea bricks where you break off some tea?
Yeah, it's the same kind of. It's not a brick, but it's the same kind that they make into the bricks.
I've been seeing. I accidentally fell onto tea TikTok, and it has made me really want to try out bricks of tea. I think that would be neat, but I also know that I don't have the rest of the equipment I need to make tea like that.
Yeah,
Actually,
sure you
mean
do.
something.
All you gotta have is like the secret to that is just you gotta have a French press, as it'll do it. Because then you can decant it, and then you can like and brew it in the same container without using like a tea ball or anything. That's what I do anyway.
Yeah, I've here's a big tea head life hack, Jackson. If you're
Okay.
making yourself a big old tea, Dan, you can steal this one too. Get yourself loose leaf tea. That's
Shoot
like,
the governor.
dude, could you not interrupt the story before I get to the end? It's not as good when I have to loop it back after you guess.
Okay, I'm fine. I'm
Okay.
fine. I'm regrouped.
All right, so here's what you do. You get yourself a French press and you put your loose leaf tea in there. and then it's really easy to only brew it as long as it's supposed to be brewed. And then you can also top it off again and get like a second or third steeping out of it if
You
it's
should have
nice
said
enough tea.
decant.
Yeah, okay, decant. Then you can decant it.
Oh man, I said that too.
I decant it into a giant mug, but then all the other leftovers I decant into a rum bottle, and I just have a rum bottle full of tea around the house.
You have a rum bottle full of tea around the house?
Yeah, Mount Gay rum bottle that's full of tea. It's pretty great, honestly. I'll pour it into a
That sounds
mug.
fun.
I'll sprinkle in a little bit of brown sugar and top it off with some milk. Brown sugar dissolves better because it's already a little moister, you know?
How do you keep it? So you pour hot tea into this bottle,
Yes.
and then you just leave the bottle full of hot liquid,
Yeah. I put a lid on it.
and then you just like pour more hot liquid out of the bottle later.
Usually it's cool liquid at that point, but yeah. I do like cool tea. So like that's not a concern for me.
I like to do like I put the leaves, because I use mostly like whole leaves, and I just like put them in the French press, and then I just let them steep, and then
Oh, I
I
see.
just
You also
only
use the
make-
French press life.
exactly. And then I just have like I just make 1 cup at a time. I just weigh it, and then I just will steep it like 5 or 6 times, but just with small amounts.
See, that's nice. If I had a smaller French press, I would probably do that. But I only have a big one, so it makes it easy enough to just do the whole thing. You know what I mean?
Dan, you don't like tea, right?
I'm not a huge tea guy now. Although I've been drinking a lot of boba lately.
Well, that's.
That
snack.
doesn't really count. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm glad that you have been though. It's away from energy drinks, which is it's step one.
It is by definition called boba tea, so fuck.
Right. But also most of the time, like if you get like milk tea, a lot of the times it's actually gonna have very minimal, if any, tea in it.
No, we just do it like with black tea. Like we make our own.
Lipton black
your-
tea.
I don't think it is actually. I don't know who.
Good.
Thank God, Noah's gonna lose
I'm
his
gonna have
mind.
a stroke. Dan, were you around for that? I don't think you
No.
knew about
Yeah,
this.
Noah was pressed on that guy's comment.
Dan, now here's my question for you, okay? If somebody talks about getting into tea, right? They're like, "Oh, welcome to the tea land. I've been getting into tea myself too. And I have 4 teas in rotation." And this guy asks you, "What's your rotation?" Now, I don't want to shit on like the celestial teas, right? Fruity teas are fun.
Aren't they made by like a cult?
Yes.
Just checking.
And Teavana, isn't Teavana a little bit of an MLM?
No, I think it's a Starbucks.
Oh, okay.
Starbucks
Oh,
one.
that's it. You got Teavana, and that's fine. And then you got Lipton green tea, which is fine again, but like it's not really because it's not good green tea. It's also
It's
also
not
fruit
really.
tea. So we have 4 fruit flavored teas, and then you got this guy saying these are the 4 I'm currently on with regular Lipton bags as the 5th, and I've never been so fucking offended at someone
But, like,
saying, "Oh yeah, welcome to the dark side. I love tea so much." Shut the fuck up. You don't love tea. If you love tea, then here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. I don't care what brand of tea you're drinking except for Lipton. Lipton is not good tea. Lipton is
It's also,
dirty
like-
rag water. It's the
and also like the
Ugh.
audacity of like being like, yeah, man, welcome to the world of tea. I love tea so much, man. I'm always rotating out what I have. Anyway, you gotta try Lipton black tea. Oh, like you gotta try it. As if he's like, obviously that's like when someone is like, I want to get into this thing. They've probably already tried. That'd be like if someone's like, hey man, I want to get into coffee. I'm like, oh, you gotta try Starbucks, man.
yeah.
They probably have.
It's
Not that it's bad necessarily, Lipton is, but like they probably have tried it.
Yeah, probably. And if you haven't, then
And-
okay, then you can skip that step and you can try nicer tea.
But also Noah was so pressed about this that not only did he like DM me about it, like send it to me angrily and like DM me about it, but then like a couple days later he mentioned it.
I talked
Like,
about
no-
it with my
no-
siblings. I talked about it with Nina.
Yeah.
Like I
Noah
tweeted
has
about
been
it.
very mad about this subject.
I can't understand
This man is
the
living rent free in
unbridled
Noah's head.
audacity of this man to say, "Oh yeah, I love tea. Celestial
Check out
Seasonings
this-
has tasty tea." I'm not shitting on flavored teas. That's fine, right? I think their raspberry herbal tea is actually really nice. I'm not a huge fan of their peach tea, but I don't like peaches that much. You know, like, but I don't
Moving to
care if that's in your
pumpkin.
like top rotation of tea. I think that makes sense. Have a fun tea that you can sprinkle in there, right? But Lipton,
Yeah, it's just so like that's like if that's your rotation, that's fine. But like you keep that to yourself. You don't go out there looking to give people recommendations.
Yeah, and then like here's the thing. I would have so much more respect for this person if he had just dropped some names like, "Oh, I'm a big Darjeeling guy. Oh, I'm an Earl Grey head myself." You know, like anything. Anything.
I got some yellow tea the other day. It's
I've never seen
pretty
yellow
cool.
tea.
Yellow tea, you don't see it often. Apparently, it's like not really sold outside of China.
Yeah.
So I get my like tea.
I
if
got Lipton Yellow
am really
Label. Is that the same thing?
yeah, it's the Lipton Yellow Label actually. It's yellow tea. It's surprise, surprise. No,
gonna
God, what if that
fucking die.
was? What if I was doing that though? What if I was setting that up? That would be the cruelest thing of all time.
I would honestly, I would leave.
But I actually get my tea from a shop in Edinburgh that like imports their own tea, and it's really cool.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, and I got some yellow tea there the other day, and it's really good. It's like it's a Chinese style tea that they don't really like export, like I said.
Yeah.
And what they do is it's green tea that they then like steam.
Oh, I'm
and then
seeing.
dry.
Yeah.
So it's steamed green tea that's then dry. They like basically put like huge like towels on it, and then they steam it, and then they just like let it dry.
Okay.
And it's good. I've been drinking some of that lately, and then I got some of the cave age tea, but that's like the pu'er, and it's like it is pressed, so it's not like a tea cake or anything, but it's like a little tea, like thimble.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Is that one of those
And
things where you pop it in, you pour your water on it, and you get a bunch of steepings out of it as it like opens up and releases more flavor, kind of thing?
It kind of opens up pretty quick, but
Oh,
then I just I do steep it a whole bunch of times because it's fun to just have like something to drink the entire day, and it's like not wildly different every time, but it is different with each steeping, and that's kind of one of the cool things about it. That's like the cool thing about when you have like higher quality. Also, like I'm not bougie. They literally like this package of yellow tea cost me $1.75. So it's like it's really like cheap,
huh.
which is the coolest thing about it. Because like typically, if I was using like a good old like Twinings tea bag, I would go through like 3 or 4 of them because I don't re-steep those because they don't really work.
No, yeah.
well.
Honestly, tea bags in general, they're just not good for.
Yeah, you
More
can
than
try
one
to
go.
re-steep them, but maybe with an herbal tea you can get a re-steep in. But yeah, it doesn't really hold up. But then like these ones, I just they're really cheap. It was like $2 for each of the packages.
Mm-hmm. That's nice.
And then I just like steep them and they last me a good while. I don't drink that much tea.
I drink so much tea.
And I go buy another one and
I've been that's been my little like treat to myself is drinking tea every day now.
Mhm.
And it's
I have been cutting back on coffee and drinking more tea.
Mhm. Now that you have
Just
the eternally
because-
warm mug.
Well, the warm mug, and also just the fact that like I was drinking like hundreds of milligrams of caffeine a day, like not just like 500-600 milligrams of caffeine a day, which isn't like insane. It's not gonna like kill me or anything, but it's not ideal for the body and for the brain.
Yeah.
So I've stopped it back a little bit, and tea is a good way to do that because I can still drink like half a gallon of it,
Mhm.
and then it's not that much caffeine. But if you drink like a quart of coffee, like without any like sweeteners or additives in it, that's just like a lot of caffeine.
Did I tell you about twice pressed coffee?
No,
So
is it just like you steep a French press again?
So no, it's you take a pot of drip coffee and that's the water that you use to make a French press.
Oh, that doesn't really sound that good, but it might be fun.
I gotta be honest. This is something that Nina's coworker came up with. It's cursed as hell. I'm not gonna pretend it's not. But
Well, I mean, and the science behind it, if you'd like, I can delve into a little bit of that. But first, explain how is it?
it is a lot better than you would think it is, but it does need a little bit of milk to mellow out some of it. But it does just taste like a really strong cup of coffee. But I drank it and I didn't feel like I was gonna bounce off the wall. I actually just felt like it lifted me up to this position of, is this normal? I feel like productive. It just made me feel productive. And maybe that's what coffee
Oh.
like is supposed to do.
Maybe, but I also feel like that's not necessarily like because you might have just had a lot of caffeine.
Oh yeah,
But
probably.
the reason it probably wouldn't be that good, honestly, is like you can only extract so much of the soluble coffee with the water, and that's with like water, like like filtered, like clear water.
Yeah.
As soon as you're extracting with anything else, you're not gonna get nearly the amount of like soluble material out of the coffee. So if you were to do something like that's why you can't steep coffee with milk, because like That was one of those like 5-minute crash videos that like, one of the many that like, sent a nail through my head. Where it was like people were like, 5 minutes crafts, right? Where they just lie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool. There was one of them where they like poured a whole bunch of milk in, or like in their they put milk in the Keurig or something like, or the drip coffee pot, and then it came out and it was like a latte, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna lose my mind. Because clearly that's not how that works. But yeah, you can't necessarily dissolve the soluble parts of coffee with non-waters because they already have like they're not they don't have the same solvent power.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna get all like the flavors and like all the caffeine. Also, you're not gonna get out of there.
What you do get a shockingly smooth cup of coffee. It was a lot
I don't know
less
if
bad
it's
than I thought it
shockingly
would be.
smooth. I would say if you want to get more out of a French press, just let it sit for a long time.
No, because then it starts to
'Cause
get
there-
nasty.
No, it doesn't have to. If you let it sit for a long time, you just got to be like nice to it and just like press the filter like halfway down and then just pour it out. Because if you press the filter too fast or too far, then you're just gonna stir up all the like the gross stuff at the bottom.
Yeah.
But if you let it sit in the French press for a long time, it'll just keep taking on more and more flavor for a little while.
Not to drastically change the topic, I am closing out some of my tabs that I've had open, and it's just, I have a page on aged cheese that is just sitting here.
Cave aged.
Yeah, cave aged. And then it's like, 10 common crimes against cheese you don't have to commit.
Oh my god. Is one of them arson? What are the cheese crimes, Noah?
Well, let me flip through it.
crimes.
Let me flip through it for you. Cheese crimes. Cheese crime number 1. Thou shalt not serve cheese straight out of the fridge. No
Oh
cold
my
cheese.
god, it's Old Testament style.
Yeah, Old Testament style. Thou shalt not return unwrapped or partially exposed cheese to the fridge.
Oh, I got one. In 1928, the infamous cheese bandits were busted in Brooklyn after confessing to 25 robberies in a 2-month period. They earned this title not because they stole cheese, but because they frequently ate cheese while robbing delis. For all their thieving and cheese eating, the 3 cheese bandits were eventually caught and set with a bail of $100,000. In today's dollars, that amounts to $1.5 million. What's another cheese crime?
Thou shalt not wrap cheese in plastic wrap. What's another cheese crime?
The New York Times reported two cases, one in 1945 and the other in 1966, of cheese thievery being busted by cops following their dutiful sense of smell. The 1945 case involved the recovery of a $600 worth of cheese, $8,000 in today's money, Italian-style cheese, and olive oil inside a stolen car. Police found the 4 cheese nappers hiding under their beds in a house near the odor as evidence. God, I love the idea of stealing $8,000 worth of cheese and then we're like, we gotta get away from the cops. Get under the bed, boys.
Oh my gosh, that's insane.
How is that a real crime? What else you got, Noah?
Thou shalt not refrigerate fresh mozzarella. Let me clarify a little bit. It's talking about actually fresh, you made it today mozzarella. If you got your fresh mozzarella from a store, their recommendation is an hour-long soak in warm, salted milk bath to bring it back to its juicy, perfect state. But if it's fresh, you're eating it today, don't refrigerate it. What do you got, Jackson?
I love mozzarella. I closed the tab.
Oh, fair enough. Mozzarella's good. Dan, how do you feel about mozzarella?
I like mozzarella. Yeah. I'm gonna say something a little controversial. I don't love like just plain. Like I don't like mozzarella balls. I know that's like a thing people are into.
Well,
Like,
I mean,
I
there's
don't-
ways to make it even better. Have you tried them with fresh cracked pepper and balsamic vinegar?
Of course. But at that point, you're basically just making whatever the fuck it's called.
A caprese salad.
Yeah,
but
caprese,
not-
and I'd rather have that instead.
I don't like tomatoes that much, so I would not. But
Well, I
would
can't believe you're
love
incorrect.
Some fresh basil. Nah, fuck you. I don't like fresh tomatoes.
No.
Actually,
Allow me to
you know
counterpoint.
what?
Fuck you.
Noah is so Italian that he doesn't actually like tomatoes because he knows they're not a traditional old world food.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's how Italian Noah is.
I'm so fucking Italian. All I eat is bread and pasta with olive oil. I drink
he
olive
says it
oil
like
for
that, too.
breakfast.
He calls it pasta. That's how Italian this motherfucker is.
You gonna tell me that I can't have my pasta and my gabagool? You gonna
Yeah,
tell
get him,
me to eat a
boss.
fucking tomato?
I hate.
Yeah, get him, boss.
I hate this bit so much.
What's
I
the
bet
bit?
you're a guy that buys pre-grated and or crumbled cheese.
Hey, go get your cheddar slices out of here, dickweed.
Yeah, dude, the pre-crumbled fuzz
Oh,
cheaper.
man. I feel
Don't
like
at
I've
me.
just been like laughing louder in the last couple episodes.
I think you're allowed to.
You're not allowed to actually.
Never mind.
Laugh,
oh my gosh.
laugh loud. I'm gonna get a laugh loud sign in my house.
There's a picture here of cheese quiche, and I've never thought of making a quiche that's just cheese.
That wouldn't be a quiche.
Well, no, but like there's like I
It'd
always
be a
make it with like
cheesecake.
meat, and I do like meat and spinach in with my cheese and egg. I've never thought of just doing it with cheese and egg.
That sounds good, but what if it was just cheese?
I think that's just a wedge of cheese then with a puff pastry
Yeah,
crust.
but it's been baked and has a puff pastry crust.
I think
Would you eat that?
I would.
Yeah, fuck you guys, because months ago, when I said, I think any cheese can be used for any cheese thing, and I said I would eat a cheesecake that wasn't made of just cream cheese, you guys were pissed off at me.
You were talking about
And
cheddar cheese.
now look at you!
This is not. That's
You
not
said
a
it!
cheesecake.
This is my perfect victory!
This isn't a cheesecake. I'm not looking at this saying, "Oh, this is a cheesecake. I'm gonna eat this because it's a cheesecake." Nah, fuck you.
I mean, in a way, it is a cake made of cheese.
Shut the fuck up, Dan. Shut the
Yeah!
fuck up.
I don't like cheesecake. I don't like cheesecake, and I'm only so on cheese in general. Like I don't do like mac and
what?
cheese, for example. generally.
Alexa, play Vindicated from the Spider-Man soundtrack.
I'm with you, Jackson. I think that Noah's a coward, and
No,
if-
you're not. You were against
Yeah,
him too.
yeah,
Fuck
cheesecake,
you. Fuck you
cheesecake.
both.
Oh, I wouldn't. Oh, I want to be clear. I would also not eat it. Like I want that to be very clear. However, it
It's
is
not
if
a
you're talking about making an
cheesecake.
all cheese. If you're talking about making an all cheese quiche, that is a cheesecake. It is a
It
cake
is
made
And
of
not
I
cheese.
would eat it.
cheesecake. There's a preparation difference between a fucking
I
cheese
am
quiche
right.
and a cheesecake. Don't you
I
fucking
love
speak
being
to me.
right.
Don't you
I love
fucking
getting.
speak to me.
I love
It is
not
fine.
only being
It is
right.
a cheese space cake.
No,
That
it's
was the
fucking
longest
not
con
a
of my
cheese
life.
space cake. It's a fucking quiche.
I would say it's a cheesecake.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a cheesecake, dude. don't
I
know
would
why-
say no space.
I'm gonna fucking not gonna say it on recording.
Noah's gonna say the N-word again. Okay.
Why would you bring that back up? It's been 3 years. And I didn't say it 3 years ago. Huge fucking clarification. I did not say it 3 years ago. You just said that I said
Noah
it.
said it's been 3 years.
We finally killed that joke. I was so happy.
The longest con of my life. Bringing back the cheesecake.
Oh, okay, hold on. Ahem.
What?
Reading the internet, because as we all know, the internet would never lie to us.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
No, you might not want to say yes to that
Yeah,
yet.
you might not want to be on this, my dude. So cheesecakes often, cheesecakes and quiches both often have crusts. Cheesecake can sometimes be crushed, like a crushed cookies, but it also can commonly be a pastry. Quiche is always a pastry crust, as I understand it.
Yes.
One time I made a quiche on accident with a graham
If
cracker
you are
crust.
taking it now,
That means you were
it is a
wrong.
pastry. It is
Yeah,
a
it wasn't
pastry.
that good.
It is a pastry crust filled with savory custard and pieces of cheese, meat, seafood, and vegetables. However, if you are taking out the meat, seafood, and vegetables and are making a savory custard and cheese in a pastry crust, that is, by definition, a cheesecake.
What do you mean by fucking definition, you fucking ingrate? What do you mean? What do you mean by
I think he's
definition?
right.
I mean,
you
at that
piece of
point, the
shit?
only...
I don't think the
you are
definitions are
making,
important.
Now you are making a savory cheesecake, and that's just what it is.
No! A cheesecake
Yeah,
is a
but-
fucking dessert.
I just thought it was funny
It does not have
you guys
to
were
be.
mad at me when I said I would eat a gorgonzola cheesecake.
Yeah, and a quiche is a French tart. Like, it doesn't...
There's differences.
All that matters is that Noah said he would eat a cheesecake made with a different cheese.
That is what he
not
said.
That's not what I said. I said I would
A tart.
eat.
A tart is a small pie filled with
I
fruit or
think-
custard. Now, by definition, Jackson, I think a pie is a dessert. Is it not?
What?
Generally speaking.
No.
We're talking about cheesecake.
Yes, of
I
course.
don't care about the legality. I just think that Noah finally agreed to eat a cheesecake made of a different kind of cheese.
I think that's exactly what happened, and I think that
More
he's
or
angry.
less.
I think he's angry that he's been caught in a lie.
That's not
It's
what
not a
happened. You're
lie. I
fucking
think I just changed the
gaslighting me.
definition of the situation. I don't think that's what. I don't think he was caught in a lie.
Noah's
No,
been caught
I
in a
think
lie.
you're
in
fucking
different
lying.
circumstances, different things can seem more appetizing when they're your own idea.
That is also true.
And now everyone will eat my weird cakes made of cheese. Next, I'm gonna get everyone on board with the cave-aged gorgonzola cheesecake.
I am not interested in a cheesecake, but I'm also not interested in a quiche made of just cheese. So take that how you will. That's the only.
Think
That's
you
the
will
only.
be.
That's the only like enlightened centrist move that I can do here.
Yeah, Dan's really been the centrist today. I'm agreeing with Noah.
Are you?
That's
Are
that's
you
my
agreeing with
my
me?
take.
That's
I
the end of
agree
that
with him, but I'm
sentence!
excited. I agree with Noah, but I'm excited about it.
I
I
don't
don't
agree
know
with
what's
Noah, and I
happening.
think food. I think trying to put barriers between types of food
Shut the
is
fuck up.
cowardice.
Shut the fuck
Get his
up.
ass.
Shut the fuck up. I don't care about how you feel, Dan, because there's
Wow.
clarifications for a fucking reason so that you know what you're getting. It's expectation
Noah, don't-
fucking
Noah.
management. I'm gonna
Yes, of
fucking have a
course.
stroke.
Yes, of course. there's
Yeah, no,
expectation
by
management.
God,
That's
I would
fine.
never, if I had a restaurant and
Yeah,
I
of
was like, hey man,
course.
you want some cheesecake? I would
Of
never
course.
bring out the Gorgonzola one. I'm just
No.
saying, I would try it.
But if I was saying
No, Dan, you're not arguing the same thing as I'm
no, I'm with-
arguing.
no, I'm
You're
with you.
arguing
You're not
with
with him,
no, I'm
Dan.
not.
You're not with him though. You're
I
not
am.
with him. You're about to be like, exactly, Jackson, you wouldn't do that. However, you can't deny that there is no technical difference between a cheesecake and
No,
a quiche. Fuck you. That's
didn't
not-
even go close
Yeah,
to.
I'm arguing that I would eat a weird cake. Dan is arguing that he wants Noah to be angry, and Noah is just trying to get out of this.
I would not eat it. I do support Jackson in.
I don't
How's
give a shit what you would eat. Stop trying to put clarifications that aren't real into my life. How dare you do this to me?
I'm just trying to desegregate food groups, my dude.
Shut
That's
the
all I
fuck
want.
up.
fucking-
Quit making this a moral issue.
That's it. Dan said the N-word. He said desegregate food groups.
You know what? Unironically, in a actual honest to god business email, someone was talking about like separating out a whitelist, and he kept saying to desegregate the whitelist, and that felt uncomfy to me.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
that's
that's-
wild.
That felt
That's
very
definitely
uncomfy
phrasing.
to me. Like I understand that it's one of those things that's technically not wrong, much like a cheesecake, but it didn't feel good.
I know. I think I'm wrong, but I think I wouldn't try it.
I think you are not incorrect.
I think that I'm not going to argue semantics about it, but I'm just saying if you made a cheesecake out of cheddar, I would eat it.
I think it's fair.
I don't think it would be
And
a good cheesecake.
Noah with his quiche of just cheese, I think he was getting close to that territory, and his willingness to try it at least made me believe he was in the same camp as me of trying the weird cheesecakes. And then Dan, the devil's advocate, Ben Shapiro enjoyer.
Listen, dude.
No, we don't actually have to.
Who's gonna win the Super Bowl?
Who's gonna win the Super Bowl? The Bengals.
Yeah, probably.
I'm gonna look
Why do
really
you
silly
think
if they
that?
lose in the 7
You think-
hours
you
from
think
now.
you think Joe Burrow is gonna win?
I don't know who that is, but you know he's gonna win.
That's the quarterback for the Bengals.
Yeah, Bengals quarterback Joe Biden is gonna do it. He's gonna bring it home.
Oh my god, I would love if they accidentally. Oh, what if it was like one of those like 90s movies, and they're like, oh no, we mixed up the roster. We accidentally have Joe Biden in for the Super Bowl game, and then it was like, you know,
You better
a
look out,
comedy of
Jack. I'm
errors.
sending it down the far field. Then he gets full body tackled and sent to the hospital.
yeah, just a comedy of errors as Joe Biden takes the place of Joe Burrow in Super Bowl 56.
Is this 56? Oh my
I think so, yeah.
I've seen a shocking number of sports ball opinions on my feed today, and I'm very frustrated.
I'm glad I haven't.
Congratulations.
I'd lose it.
You know,
Is that it? When we should probably wrap soon, right?
we should, but I don't know if it's just it's not just you because it's been other groups of friends too. People keep complaining about people who I feel like the people who complain about people who say sports ball are starting to vastly outnumber the people who actually say sports ball.
No, I don't agree because here's the thing. I only complain about it when I see it, and if I'm seeing it, I'm gonna complain about it.
I think it's it's as somebody who was once there, but for the grace of God go I. It's just them reacting to feeling like they're left out of a broader situation and not even knowing like where to begin to understand it and trying to gain a sense of superiority out of like
See,
what is objectively just them being left out.
on
or
one
feeling
hand,
left out.
I get where you're coming from because, yeah, I get it. But on the other hand, it directly flies in the face of my life strategy of just shut up and let people enjoy things.
I
Except
could
for
never have
sometimes.
that.
You mean
Yeah,
like
I could
you mean
never
like
live by
cheesecake,
that.
though?
Dan,
No one has the cheesecake.
I'm gonna
though. It's
divorce you.
theoretical.
when we do your fucking wedding ceremony, I'm gonna do it wrong. You ready for that?
Honestly, if you
You've
somehow
accidentally
manage
been
to
unmarried.
No, hold on. Noah, if you manage to loop in this conversation into our wedding ceremony, I will not be upset. Michelle might be, but I will not be.
How on earth will I be able to put in talking about a cheddar gorgonzola cheesecake?
Well, there's a cheddar one and a gorgonzola one. They're
Yeah,
different.
those are separate ideas.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. They're definitely
should
different.
All right. Well, there are two different cheesecakes. Yeah.
You wouldn't put the cheddar and gorgonzola together? I feel like that would actually be a good mix.
Probably not. It depends on how cave aged the gorgonzola is.
Oh my god.